Hi there, it's Justin Lubino with Senior Advisors, and we're going to go through our 2025 Medicare changes. One of the big changes for us this year is our new mascot here, Mr. Rocco. So I just want to introduce him to everyone. This is Rocco, and we'll put him down quickly. And we're going to go through the 2025 Medicare changes. This is not every single change with Medicare, but we're going to highlight what the important changes are for this year. So there's four things we want to cover. First, the Social Security cost of living adjustment, which came out about a month ago. It's 2.5%, which comes out to about an average of an increase of $50 per month per individual. The Part B premium increase of $10.30 per month. So that increased from $174.70 a month up to $185 per month. There's also some income adjustment changes, which we're going to discuss on the next few slides. The Part B deductible increased from $240 to $257. And the prescription plan for Part D, there were some considerable changes there, which we're going to review as well. So these are those Part B premiums and IRMAAs, or income-related monthly adjustment amounts. And the base income for 2025 did change. This year, it was $103,000 for single filer and $206,000 for joint filers. For next year, if you're below $106,000 or below $212,000 for joint, you'll pay the base premium, which again is $185. However, if you're in one of the higher income brackets, you will pay the higher amount, which is called an IRMAA, or income-related monthly adjustment amount. As you can see on this slide, there's 5 additional income brackets that pay anywhere from $258 a month, $369, all the way up to $626 a month if you happen to be in this top income bracket. So these are the Part B premiums and IRMAAs for 2025. Now there's also an IRMAA for Part D, as in drugs. So if you have a prescription drug plan, Part D, or even a Medicare Advantage plan that has a Part D coverage, and you're in a higher income bracket, you would also have to pay these IRMAAs on your Part D coverage. So the base income just pays the premium for the drug coverage, which could range anywhere from $0 a month to $150 roughly in certain states. But if you're in a higher income bracket, in addition to your premium for the drug plan, you also have to pay this IRMAA of $13.70, $35, $57, all the way up to $85 per month additional on top of your plan premium that you're paying for the drug coverage. On this slide, we just add those numbers up together to show you if you're in one of those higher income brackets, this is the total amount that you'd have to pay the government each month. So, and this is for both a husband and a wife if you have two people, and they would pay the higher amount, $272, $404, all the way up to $712 a month if you happen to be in that top income bracket. Now, what year's tax return is the government using to determine these premiums? Well, it's the last tax record they have on file. So for 2025's premiums, they're using your 2023 tax return. They don't know your 2024 income yet. So a lot of people might not be making the same income they used to make due to a life event like a work stoppage or work reduction. And if you're in that scenario, when you get that IRMAA letter, all you have to do is complete this form. It's called SSA 44. And it's an 8-page form, but it's really 7 pages of instructions and really 1 page of information to fill out, basically. But the most important thing, you're going to check off your life event. Most popular or most common would be work reduction or work stoppage. You put the date of the event, and then you put your projected income for next year. 2025, we're no longer going to make $300,000. Now we're going to be $150, whatever the number is. You submit this into Social Security, and they essentially take your word for it, and they will drop you back down to the correct income tier based upon your projected income. So we highly recommend that if you have a valid appeal situation, that you should appeal those. Because this will eventually get caught up, but it takes 2 years to get caught up. That's why they have this appeals process. Some other changes for 2025 that were released just yesterday on November 8th. These are the cost sharing changes for 2025. The most important one for people that have Medicare supplements is this Part B deductible. So for this year, it was $240. Next year, it's going to be $257. So a lot of people forget they have a deductible. So the most common Medicare supplement is called Plan G. And the beginning of the year, as you go to the doctors, you're going to start getting bills again. And that's because you have to meet that Part B deductible before the plan covers the other 20% and you're fully covered. So you will start to get bills again if you have a Plan G or a Plan N, for example, until you reach that $257 deductible. These other cost sharing changes are for Part A, deductible and copays, coinsurance. These Part A changes will not impact you if you have a Medicare supplement. The most common Medicare supplements, which are Plan F, G, and N, roughly 90% of people that have a supplement would fall into these common plans. So these Part A changes actually, even though the cost sharing goes up, your plan will cover those for you if you have one of those plans. Now, quickly, I want to touch on the changes for Part D, as in drugs. This shows you side by side some of the key factors with Part D drug coverage from 2024 to 2025. The first one is the maximum deductible these plans can have. For 2024, it was $545. For 2025, it's going up to $590. So some of these plans might have a zero deductible, $200. One of them has a $573 deductible, but most of them are going to have this $590 deductible, which is really for higher tier drugs. If you have low cost generics, it's probably not going to impact you. And then after the deductible comes the initial coverage level where you just pay copay or coinsurance until you reach, it's called the true out-of-pocket maximum of this year. It's going to be, or next year, it's going to be $2,000. So what goes towards that $2,000 true out-of-pocket for next year is everything you've spent towards your medications, but it also includes if you have an enhanced Part D plan, which I'll explain in a minute. There's certain costs that also go towards that $2,000. So it's possible that your total drug cost could be up to $2,000, or it might even be less than that for 2025 if you have an enhanced Part D plan. And the way this works, essentially, there's two ways the Part D plan can be enhanced. One is if the deductible is less than $590, and the other way is if the Tier 3 medications have a coinsurance or a cost copay that's less than 25%, which is the standard benefit. So if you have either of those benefits in your Part D plan, then the differential in cost for that deductible difference or that coinsurance difference will also apply to that $2,000 maximum. I know that's pretty confusing. I tried to simplify it as best I could. The bottom line is, worst case scenario, you're going to spend up to $2,000 for your drugs next year. It's possible you might spend less than that if you have these enhanced benefits. There's also this new program called the Medicare Prescription Payment Plan for individuals that have very expensive medications that can't afford, let's say they hit that $2,000 in the first couple of months of the year. Basically, this allows you to spread that cost out through the year instead of having to pay that up front. This does not save you any money. All it does is spread your cost out so you don't have to spend that, that $2,000 up front in the beginning of the year. The way to enroll in that, you have to call your Part D plan directly if you want to enroll in that prescription payment plan. All right. So those are some of the changes there with the drug coverage. I will say a lot of this, because the government pushed a lot of this risk to the drug plans with that $2,000 cap, and roughly about 5% of people are going to benefit from that have expensive medications. Now they're going to hit that cap, which is good for them. But what did happen is a lot of these Part D plans saw pretty big premium increases this year. So you should definitely be reviewing that if you haven't yet to make sure you're not getting a big premium increase next year on your drug plan. All right. I hope you found this information helpful. If you want to make sure you're getting all of these updates, you should subscribe to our channel, like the video, put some comments below. Other people will get to see it. If you do these things, more people will get to see these videos. Again, I hope you found this valuable and have a great day.